Hi dear students, today we'll discuss second PUC current electricity chapter. In this chapter, previous class we have discussed the basic terms related to this chapter, and today in this video we are discussing these topics. First of all, in this video I am discussing Ohm's law. What are the statement of Ohm's law? And next, what are the limitations of Ohm's law? Why Ohm's law is not valid in what cases that we are discussing? And next, we are discussing ohmic devices and non-ohmic devices. Okay, based on these law. Okay, some two devices are there. We will discuss that one. And what are the graph? VI graph, voltage current graph for ohmic devices. We will discuss. And later on this, in this video, we will discuss resistance of a conductor. What is the resistance and what is the SI unit of resistance, and now what is the symbol of that resistance we will discuss. And later we will discuss the definition of ohm, because SI unit of resistance is ohm, and we will discuss that one. And what are the factors which depends upon the resistance of a conductor, that we discuss. And next will comes one more term, resistivity. We will discuss that one also, resistivity. And already I have written formula, we will discuss in detail. Okay, let us see. Let us start this video by starting with Ohm's law. Dear student, you know already in some elementary level, sorry, in high school level, you are studied I think this law. Now see Ohm's law statement means here it is written I is directly proportional to V. I means here current carrying conductor. I means current carrying conductor. For example, I am taking this is the conductor or metallic wire. For example, I am writing AB is a metallic wire or metallic conductor. In this current, for example, I amount of current is flowing in this conductor or metallic conductor. Now, between these wire, these are the two ends. For example, I am taking this is the A end and this is the B end. In between these ends, suppose I am applying potential difference of this amount. V amount of potential is applied between the ends of these ends of the metallic wire means. Now, according to Ohm's law, current carrying by this metallic conductor, current carrying metallic conductor is directly proportional to the current carrying metallic conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between these two conductor, or potential difference between the ends of the conductor. So for example, I am applying V amount of potential difference between these two points, ends of this conductor. V amount of potential difference is applied, and this I is directly proportional to V. Current carrying metallic conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between its ends of conductor. Next, the thing is, some physical conditions are kept constant. Temperature and some physical conditions are kept constant. Then only this is possible. I is directly proportional to V. Okay. Once again, statement: current carrying metallic conductor, or simply current carrying conductor, is directly proportional to the potential difference between its ends. Some physical conditions like temperature are kept constant. Some physical conditions like temperature are kept constant. Then only this law will be valid. I is directly proportional to V. Okay, proportionality is there, and that proportionality will give 1 by R. I equal to V divided by R. Or we can write this formula as V equal to I. This is the Ohm's law. Potential difference between current carrying metallic conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between its ends of the conductor, provided temperature and some other physical conditions remain kept constant. Temperature and other physical conditions Limitations of Ohm's law means this Ohm's law is not applicable for at very high temperature and at very low temperature. This law is not applicable for very high temperature and also very low temperature. In case of low temperature, I is directly proportional to V. This is not possible. In case of high temperature also, I is directly proportional to V. This is also not applicable. That is the first limitations. Ohm's law is not applicable for very high temperature and also very low temperature. This is not applicable for superconductors. Ohm's law is not applicable for superconductor. What are the superconductor means? We will discuss on next chapter. And this is not applicable for superconductor. This is not applicable for semiconductors. This is not applicable for semiconductor also. This is not applicable for vacuum tubes. Ohm's law is not applicable for vacuum tubes. This is also not applicable for vacuum tubes. In case of semiconductor means, for example, for semiconductor means diodes are there, triodes are there. Okay, in this case it is not applicable. These are the few limitations of Ohm's law. Okay, Ohm's law is not applicable for very high and low temperature. This is not applicable for superconductors. Ohm's law is not applicable for semiconductor, and this is also not applicable for vacuum tubes. Okay, these are the few limitations of Ohm's law. Based on this, okay, two devices are there. Suppose the devices which are obey the Ohm's laws are called as ohmic devices. The devices which obeys the Ohm's law are called as ohmic devices. An example for ohmic devices means, for example, metallic conductor or simply conductors. Okay. Example, voltmeter is there. Okay, and ammeter is there. Okay, these are the example for ohmic devices. That ohmic devices means that the devices which obey the Ohm's law are called as ohmic devices. Examples means metallic conductors are there, or simply conductors are there, and next comes voltmeter, ammeter, etc. These are example for ohmic devices. The devices which obey the Ohm's law are called as ohmic devices. Similarly, in the opposite sense, the devices which does not obey the Ohm's law are called as non-ohmic devices. Which does not obey the Ohm's law are called as non-ohmic devices. Example for non-ohmic devices means this one. Which one? Semiconductors. Okay, semiconductors are example for non-ohmic devices. For example, diodes are there, triodes are there. These are the example for non-ohmic devices. The devices which obey the Ohm's law are ohmic devices. Does not obey the Ohm's law, non-ohmic devices. Example for ohmic devices means conductors, voltmeter, ammeter. Voltmeter is a device used to measure the voltage. Ammeter is a device used to measure the current. Very small amount of current can be detected by using ammeter. And non-ohmic devices means, example for non-ohmic devices means semiconductors. Semiconductors are the example for non-ohmic devices. Semiconductor means, example for semiconductor means diodes are there, triodes are there, etc. Transistor will also comes. Now this is about Ohm's law. Once again I am telling statement. Current carrying conductor. Simply I am telling current carrying conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between its ends of conductor. When some physical conditions are kept constant. Provided temperature and some physical conditions are kept constant, then only I is directly proportional to the I equal to proportionality is there. This proportionality will use 1 by R, proportionality constant, and I equal to V by R or V equal to IR. This is the simply Ohm's law, V equal to IR. And the limitations means, in this case this is not valid, and ohmic devices are there that obey the Ohm's law. Non-ohmic devices are there does not obey the Ohm's law. And VI graph for ohmic devices. In case of ohmic devices, what will happen means voltage and current. For example, I am telling this, taking this is V and I, VI properties. Here, current increases linearly means voltage also increases linearly. This is the graph, VI graph for ohmic devices. Current increases means linearly, voltage also increases. Means I is directly proportional to V. It gives straight line. Straight line means a linear graph we are getting here. Current increases linearly means voltage also increases linearly. Okay, VI graph for ohmic devices. And once again, one more thing is in this case. It is current through the conductor is independent of its potential difference applied between the two ends of that conductor, right? Now we discuss resistance of a conductor because in this equation we are getting R here. Now see I equal to V divided by R is there. Means you can define R equal to resistance R equal to V divided by R. Okay, this is the definition. Actually, what is the resistance means? Resistance means opposition offered by the conductor to the flow of current through it. Opposition offered by the conductor to the flow of electric current in it is called as resistance. For example, I am taking one example for this is the wire. For example, I am taking wire. In this wire, I amount of current is flowing in this wire means to flow of electron will use the current here. The flow of electrons will use the current. This flow can be prevented by this wire. Opposition offered by this conductor to the flow of current is called as resistance of conductor, or you can simply define current carrying conductor. R equal to V by I is there. Resistance of a conductor is defined as the ratio of potential difference applied across the conductor per unit current flowing in conductor. That gives resistance. R equal to ratio of V divided by I. V means potential difference applied across the conductor per unit electric current. Per unit current flowing in that wire or that conductor. That gives the resistance. And SI unit of resistance is ohm. It is denoted as R. SI unit of resistance is SI unit of resistance is ohm. Symbol is this one. SI unit of resistance is ohm. And symbol for resistance is like this. This is the symbol for resistance. Now see, this is the SI unit. SI unit means it is ohm. Call it as ohm. SI unit of resistance is ohm, and circuit symbol for resistance is this one. This is the circuit symbol. Okay, now we will discuss what is the definition of ohm. Resistance of a conductor is said to be 1 ohm. For example, one formula is there. In this formula I am writing R equal to V divided by I is there. For example, if I equal to 1 ampere, and V equal to 1 volt means on that case R equal to 1 ohm. R equal to 1 ohm. Resistance of a conductor is said to be 1 ohm. Resistance of a conductor is said to be 1 ohm if 1 ampere of current flowing through the conductor when a potential difference of 1 volt is applied across the ends of the conductor, is applied across the area of conductor. That also gives means definition. Again, once again I am telling definition of ohm. Resistance of a conductor is said to be 1 ohm if 1 ampere of current flowing through in the conductor when a potential difference of 1 volt is applied across the conductor. That gives R equal to 1 ohm. R equal to 1 ohm. Okay, this is the definition of ohm. Now we discuss what are the factors affecting the resistance of a conductor. Now see, by using that formula, directly I am writing resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor, and resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. And this gives R equal to this proportionality is there. This proportionality constant will use the one more constant term. That term is called as rho. It is denoted as rho. Okay, rho. This rho is called as resistivity of that conductor. We will discuss what is resistivity. R equal to rho L divided by A. Okay, and now we discuss what are the factors which affect on the resistance of a conductor. In 2018 this question is asked. What are the factors affecting on the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length. It means it depends upon the length of the conductor, it depends upon the area of the conductor, it depends on the temperature of the that metal, and depends upon the nature of the material, nature of the material of the conductor. What are the four factors are there? First one is this one. It depends upon the length of the conductor. Second one, it depends upon the area of cross section, area of the conductor. Third one, it depends upon the temperature of that metal, and it depends upon the nature of the material, which type of material it is. Okay, these are the four factors which depends on the resistance of a conductor. Resistance of a conductor is depends upon the length of the conductor, area of the conductor, nature of the material, and temperature of the conductor, right? And what are the factors? Means R is directly proportional to L. Resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor, and resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of the conductor, right? Now one more proportionality is there here, rho. Rho, it is denoted as rho. Rho means here resistivity. Now I'll discuss what is the resistivity, definition of resistivity. Now see, definition of resistivity means rho is there. Using this formula I am writing rho equal to R into A, L is there, A. Okay, this is R is resistance. Now I am writing kept aside this, and rho equal to A divided by L is there. Or we can write A means area of the conductor, area means formula we know. R is equal to pi R square. Pi R, small r means radius of that conductor, and divided by L is there, right? Now we discuss what is resistivity. Resistivity means simply we can define resistivity of a conductor is defined as the ratio of area of that conductor per unit length of that conductor. Area of conductor per unit length of the conductor. Resistance offered by the conductor per unit length of the conductor per unit area of the conductor. Rho equal to R is there, A is there, divided by L is there, and this gives pi R square, right? R pi R square divided by L. Now SI unit of resistivity. SI unit of resistivity means, now see, SI unit of area is meter square, SI unit of area is meter square, SI unit of length is meter, and SI unit of resistance is ohm. One m get cancelled, and this becomes ohm meter. Okay, this is the SI unit of resistivity. SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Now once again I am discussing what is resistivity means. Resistance offered by a conductor. Once again I am discussing this one. Resistance offered by a conductor per unit length. Resistance offered by a conductor. Resistance offered by a conductor of area of cross section per unit length of the conductor, and SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. And resistivity is independent of its dimension. Now see, resistance is depends on the length and area. Factors affecting the resistance means the resistance of a conductor depends upon the length of the conductor and area of the conductor. But resistivity is independent of its dimension. Independent of its dimension means it is independent of length, and it is independent of area of cross section of the material or metal. And it depends on the nature of the material and temperature. Resistance depends on four factors, but resistivity depends on only two factors. One factor is temperature, and another factor is nature of the material, right? Now in case of conductor, what will happen to the resistivity? In case of conductor, resistivity is directly proportional to its temperature. In case of semiconductor, resistivity is inversely proportional to its conductor. Now say student, for example, I am taking L is the length of the wire, and for example this wire having resistivity rho. For example, this length I am increasing two times of its initial length. Then what will happen to the resistivity? That is the question. If the length of the conductor is increased to its 3 times of its initial value, then what happens to the resistivity? For example, initially length of the conductor is L and resistivity is rho. If length of the conductor is increased 3 times of its initial length, then what will happen to the resistivity? Okay, the answer is very simple. Resistivity is same. In this case, the resistivity will be same. If length increases 3 times means resistivity is same. Why same? Because resistivity is independent of its dimension. It is independent of its length. Length increases means resistivity is same. Area increases means again resistivity is same. When it will be changed means only nature of the material is changed means on that case it will be changed, and also temperature changed means that will be changed. Or one more formula is there, we can write resistivity in terms of coefficient of alpha is there in temperature coefficient. In terms of temperature coefficient we can write rho T equal to rho naught bracket 1 plus alpha T. Alpha means the temperature coefficient of resistivity, and rho naught means the temperature at resistivity T degree Celsius. This is rho T, and this is resistivity at temperature T naught degree Celsius, and one is number, and alpha means temperature coefficient, and T means temperature at T degree Celsius. And relation between these two is rho T equal to rho naught into 1 plus alpha T. And now the students, I think in this topic we covered Ohm's law and limitations of Ohm's law, ohmic devices, non-ohmic devices, what is the resistance, what are the factors depends upon the resistance, and what are the resistivity, and what is the SI unit of resistivity, and also discussed how it depends upon the conductor and also semiconductor. Okay, dear students, we'll stop here. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.